by Dallas, make it hurt.
Oh my God. I just don't think y'all ready. I just don't think you're ready tonight. Welcome everybody to the one and the only. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the big time show. But on tonight, without a doubt, it is the big time show. You know, I'm not a selfish guy. And so tonight is called Slash Night. Slash. It's the big time show / Amp Sports is in the building right here. And then in just a few more moments, I really believe that our brother will be in with us. The one and only Boss Cowboy will be here with us. So just get ready for tonight. First of all, this show is being seen right now on the NGBN.TV network, the home of the big time show. Being seen everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, everywhere where you usually see me. It's right now live with our guest. Amp Sports is right now on his YouTube and on his Twitter channel right now as we speak. And you know him now. He's been on the show with me a couple times before. Always a blast. Always a pleasure. It just and we don't need really scripts. We just start flowing, and before you know it, magic happens. And that's what we call it. Magic. Magic Amp in the building. What's going on, Amp?
Hey, what's good? What's good? Hey, ain't nothing changed since the last time y'all see me except the second digit on my age. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is.
The just one and only.
Lord, man, a year older.
Yeah, man.
A little more gray in the beard.
Yeah. You gonna catch up with me one day. You know what I'm saying? You on your way. Just trust me. You gotta look at him. You gotta let that die go, baby.
Oh no, I ain't. I've you know what? I can actually say this. I have never touched the die.
Boy, go ahead, man. That's
I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I have never touched the die.
Man.
And then when you know the lady at the house says, actually I like it.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't change
no more than say no.
No. Don't change nothing now.
You got it.
Stay where you at. Stay where you at. Don't worry about nobody like me.
That was all look like I need it.
Look, I may need to change and get this black dye back. Cause I'm looking like the Uncle Jesse off the Dukes of Hazzard.
Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
I'm not like you know how it go, man.
You know what? It's a whole lot that comes with that, man.
Man, a lot of struggles, a lot of pain, a lot of agony, a lot of experience, and most of all, a lot of pain. And maybe that's the reason why we done come together tonight. See how we segue that in.
Things do change.
Ladies and gentlemen,
some things say the same, man.
Some things say the same. Listen, man, listen. We are here tonight. We're gathered here tonight to talk about what else? the Dallas Cowboys. As we get closer and closer, we're 10 days away.
Closer.
We're closer and closer to the NFL draft and what the Cowboys do best. And we are now getting ready to do what we usually do. Optimism is in the air. A little joy, depending on where you stand. And we're here to talk about a few things tonight. But before I talk about it, I want to go ahead and because we ain't heard from him. We ain't heard from my brother in a minute. And I'm just gonna let him roll real quick about what he has seen or what is he feeling about this off season so far. We ain't heard from you, Amp. So just for my viewers, they tired of hearing me. Just let us know what you feeling right now.
From an organization who is always finding their way to the front page of your local circulation, be it the newspaper or via the internet.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a whole lot of noise.
Oh, it's not. Yeah.
I'm hearing a whole lot of news. I'm seeing a whole lot of activity.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, none of that is coming from our organization.
Boy.
I was talking to Big Time backstage before the show, and I told him, more recently, you all haven't seen me because I just been putting in some crazy hours at my job. But I think in a 2-week stretch, I may have done about 135 hours in a 2-week stretch. So I have been unplugged. But, when I reach out to my comrades and my Cowboys friends and family and ask them what's going on, you know what their response is?
Nothing. That's what it is.
So
Cricket City.
unfortunately, it ain't a doggone thing going on. When we spoke last, the last show we did, I remember laying out what I thought to be a fairly easy transition into this season. I mean, it was right in front of you. It was clear what moves needed to take place in order for us to step the right step in the right direction. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we a little tight right now with the cash. Okay, go ahead and extend your franchise quarterback. You've already established him at that with this current contract. So you've already said he's your guy. You gave him the engagement ring, right? Mm-hmm. And what has he done every year since then? Mm-hmm. He's proved more and more why he should be that guy. Mm-hmm. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, this is coming to the end. Now, we had situations previously where he played, on a couple 1-year deals. Mm-hmm. And you and I know, and everybody watching knows, that the individual that you call your franchise quarterback, you do not allow them to play on 1-year deals. It's highly uncommon. So it just seemed like a shoo-in. Like that's just, the Masters just past weekend in Augusta. I consider that to be par for the course. Mm-hmm. And to have reached this point in the offseason, and not only has that not taken place, mm-hmm, it's not even being talked about between mm-hmm the two parties who need to make it happen. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the equivalent of giving your significant other that engagement ring. You don't set a date. You don't have a venue. You don't have a church. You don't have a minister. You don't even know who's going to be in your bridal party. That's where the Cowboys are right now. We think we got a wife. We don't know who's going to be in the bridal party. You playing around with your franchise wide receiver number one, who's supposed to be your best man. You ain't even told him you got engaged.
Crazy. Crazy.
So I'm just sitting here scratching my head like, what are we doing? What are we
Crazy.
doing?
Crazy.
That's where we starting at. That I had to. I know it's been a while, and I know y'all done talked about that since then, but I had to get that off my chest.
Well, you're welcome to get that off your chest, and if I know you like I know you, you got plenty more to say on that. So, I mean, thank you for that Cliff Note version, that Cliff Note version of it. It is. I can sum it up in 2 words. Amp. It's totally ridiculous.
Frustrating. Absolutely.
Yeah. If you unless, and I want to give my family, I mean, because I got a lot of people that's kind of split.
Respectable.
Unless you're looking at it from a rebuild standpoint. If you see, we got to be fair. We got to be fair.
I just saw Sugar Daddy comment.
Yeah, he
You
funny.
know who the daddy is? It's a
Shotgun. Sugar Daddy. Look. Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I needed that.
I appreciate you. So, matter of fact, on that note, before I say that, let me speak to everybody that's taking time to show up here so far. Mr. Burns, hey, Miss Niecy, Rubio Matthew, what's going on, brother? JB, the Cowboy fan, what's up? John, what's up? Miss Sadiq, Miss Sadiqa, hey, how you doing?
Love you, Auntie.
Hey, Auntie, how you doing? Rashawn, what's up, brother? Jason, what's going on? Niecy again, Sugar Daddy, of course. Mr. Ian, what's going on? Everybody, let's go on in here, and those that will come, we'll check you out later. Listen, everybody here, do us a favor. Everybody hit that like button real quick. Everybody, give us about 20. Give us about 20. If you're on any one of AMP stations, go ahead and hit that like button for him. All this does is help the algorithm. Let them know that the algorithm know that there's some people on here that know what they're talking about, or they may suggest it to another channel, or put it in front of more people. You can do that right now for us, and we would appreciate that. What's going on, Terry? I see you popped in. Appreciate y'all. Listen, everybody, if you can, share it real quick. AMP is totally ridiculous. Unless you're looking at it from a rebuild standpoint. If it's from a rebuild standpoint, you are actually not too mad about what you're seeing. And most importantly, you're not too mad about what you're hearing. Because a lot of people are ready to ship Dak out of here with a FedEx stick on his butt and ready to get him out of there. And they've already, thank you, Miss Nisa, I see you. They've already said who don't deserve this type of money, and I've even heard some of the tide tilt a little bit about Micah and say he's not worth being the highest paid defensive player. And then some of them said, my God, paying CDs $30 million a year, good Lord. And I'm saying, like, whoa. And I'm like, man, y'all flip the script quick. You know what I'm saying? With players who haven't even reached their prime. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like if you're good, you get punished by the Dallas Cowboys.
Only a sin.
Yeah.
He ain't even hit cruising altitude yet. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's like they have, it's really like they have punished guys for being good. They don't mind paying you, but they don't want you to be one of the top 2 or 3 in the respective positions. They don't want that. If you reach that level, you might as well get ready to get out of Dallas, because they're not going to pay you that. They don't want to do that. They already told.
Good enough.
Yeah, they already told us that, if I can get 5 players for that amount for one man, that's what we're gonna do. That's what Stephen Jones said. He's the king of bargains. So you know how it goes. So I'm not surprised by it at all, and considering the fact, Amp, even though you didn't say this, you're a Cowboy fan, I mean, Dak is playing on franchise tags. I mean, come on now. Yep. So they don't have no problem with him playing on a 1-year deal at all. It's sad.
I really thought we got that behind us.
Yeah.
You just look at the makeup of the NFL. And how many teams in a 5-10 year period will go through multiple quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Like, when was the last? What? Who? Who was the last quarterback we even drafted?
Mm. Let's go back. Was it Dak? No, let me see.
Was it Mike White?
It was Mike White. Mike White. That's the last one we drafted. Came after that.
So Dak has put you in a position to be that comfortable
Yeah.
to where when you go into the draft each year since he's been here, except that one, that you don't even have to put in your mind of bringing in someone else.
Going in for you going
Yeah.
you're automatically looking for a quarterback who is considered a veteran and can step in for a quote unquote few games in case the quarterback gets hurt. And let me add to that why it's hot on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
The Dallas Cowboys were spoiled by Dak Prescott. And there's a reason why I'm saying it now. Check me out here. Check it out. Because they did not have to go through a drought. When Romo got hurt, Dak won what, 11, 12 straight games?
The only time this team has not had a winning record since he's been drafted by the Cowboys
When he got hurt.
one season he went down and went hurt.
Yeah.
He didn't even make it to the halfway point.
Yeah. So
winning seasons since then.
Yeah. So the Cowboys
name is on it. Even this year, as bad as it looked.
Yeah.
The worst of our worst, we're probably still roster currently as constructed will be 9-8.
Yeah. Yes.
Some teams dream and hope.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, man, if we get to 9-8, man, that was an incredible year.
Yeah.
And that's our floor.
Yeah. See, it's sad, man, because somebody put in Ben DiNucci was the last quarterback to get drafted. I believe that's bullseye. I think DiNucci was drafted in the 7th round, if I'm not mistaken.
But come on, I think we could agree that's that bull sugar because
yeah. That was just a feel good story.
Looking out for his homeboy son.
Oh yeah.
This is what it is.
We've been spoiled by Dak as far as not having a drop off that we done forgot what it was like before Romo took over. That in between Troy Aikman and Tony Romo. Look how many quarterbacks was there before then. We done got so mixed up with that that we done forgot. See, Dak has spoiled us even to the point where whether you want to admit it or not, the fact of the matter is that we have been messed up by Dak's success so much that we are so confused. We want to throw away an all-pro quarterback. I'm
about to bring up a name right now. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna bring up a name. I'm gonna just
do it, Amp.
Message.
Do it, Amp.
Nah. He a little too. They done halfway canceled him right now. But
okay.
There's a very great bishop who.
Oh yeah, okay.
Had a snippet of follow me. Who had a snippet of a message, and he was talking to married couples. Look, this is totally unscripted, y'all. But I brought up the whole wedding aspect earlier. I'm just rolling with it. To married folks, he said, a lot of times, and I think this is what the Dallas Cowboy organization management is doing. And I definitely know, I can certify this one, that the fan base is doing this. And he said a lot of mistakes that married couples make is your significant other, your spouse, may be a very strong 80%.
Yeah.
They lack in 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you being the individual you are, you happen to run across an individual who gives you 100% of that 20.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is you like, man, they giving me that 20. You put down, you're thinking of putting down your 80%
Mm-hmm.
for 20%.
Mm-hmm. It's
The
crazy, man.
problem is that 20% is validated because, and it has value because it is complementary
Yeah.
to the 80.
Yeah.
But then you go out and get that 20%, not realizing that you've lost 80.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Unfortunately, I believe that is what's going to happen
Mm-hmm.
whenever the Cowboys decide to part ways with Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm. So, what are you thinking about since we go that route? There seemed to be a little steam. I don't know if it's true or not, but there seems to be some steam about that going to the Raiders or
Mm,
getting
I've,
traded to the
I've,
Raiders.
I've heard the whispers.
I've heard it
I've
too.
tapped on the shoulder and I've been told, hey, this is what's going on.
Uh-huh.
It's starting to pick up some traction.
Mhm.
And honestly,
Mhm.
I think it's a test.
Okay.
A
Why?
lot of times with the Cowboys, what they do is before they make a big decision,
Mhm.
sometimes they kind of leak it out there to
Mhm.
see what the general consensus is. So it
Yeah.
could very well be a possibility, but they just might have not have made a decision on it yet. But I
Mhm.
think at this point, they're trying to catch the pulse of the people. And
Mhm.
honestly, if I was Jerry and Steven right now trying to read that post, I honestly do not know which way I would sway. Because just like the chat box you see, it's split.
Yeah.
So right now they don't have a clue. You know, I think sometimes that the crowd may be that nudging factor one way or another.
Mhm.
Um, just like when Jerry did that interview about a month or so ago. What was that? Prior to the Senior Bowl,
Yeah.
sitting down in the recliner or whatever, and they started talking about Michael Gallup, if you remember.
Yeah.
And he was saying, well, at that time,
Mhm.
we gave Michael that contract. It was in mind of the production that he would be one of those great receivers, and quite frankly, he just it hadn't amounted to what we thought at the time.
Mhm.
So what you get is see yeah, we're gonna have to talk to Michael about that. And 2-3 weeks later, what happened? He was out of here.
Go.
They leaked that, and everybody was saying, even back to last year, since the injury, Gallup's not the same, et cetera, whatever. They do that. That's what they do.
Mhm.
And they kind of test and, check the temperature of the room before I decide to say or do what I'm going to do. And then, boom, there it happens.
Bingo.
If people were kind of, outraged about it, I think they may have possibly asked them to restructure, rework the deal, et cetera, whatever. That
Mhm.
would have been a more reasonable situation, considering you still hadn't quite figured out the remainder of that room. But
Mhm.
it's unfortunate because I mean,
Yeah. But here's the thing. Let me get Terry. Terry says he can't be traded. True, unless he waives his no trade clause.
and when I'm
If he
Terry,
waives that no trade clause, he
mm-hmm,
can go. Now, here's the question, and I wish Boss was here
yeah,
because if you saw last night, Boss was electrifying last night
beautiful,
in his speculation about that,
yeah,
about him wanting to leave. And there has to be a part, it just has to be because it's human nature of that really wanting to get out of here. considering his treatment, if you want to say that, from the front office, considering the fan base's opinion, considering the obvious things that he has in his ear from his family, you almost wonder, does he really want to get out of here? And I'm believing that you good, Amp.
I'm trying to find out where did you send his link?
Send tell him to text, put in that text right there. I sent it to Boss Cowboy Sports. Hold on a second. Y'all, this is live TV, so y'all cool out for just a second. I'm trying to bring my brother in here, Boss Cowboy, the one and only. Hold on, Fitz, tell him now. I hear you, Amp. Tell him I sent it to. Is he in there?
Good to go.
There he is. I see him. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with live TV, sometimes greatness building. And look here. Look here. But he came in. Damn. Didn't I just segue him in?
You said, man, the Boss Cowboy was here, man. He did a wonderful show last night.
Oh man, he was electrifying.
The phone started buzzing about 2 seconds later, man.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this guy needs no introduction at all. I mean, everybody knows him. Everybody follows him. We follow him. He's more of a general, one of the greats of the game, no doubt about it. All respect. No question. My brother, who's been on this show a few times, I've been with him. Amp has been with him, and it's just good for the family to come together. I don't have to introduce him. Y'all know it is. Everybody, put your hands together for the one and only Boss Cowboy is in the house. Boss, what's up, man?
What's up, big brother? What's going on, man?
Man, I'm just glad to have you in here, man. I'm just glad to have you in here. So once these people come in, we're gonna get going. But Boss, I just segued where you in, whether you know it or not.
I just added the channels. Yeah, I'm so sorry I'm late. I thought we was going at 8, so I thought I was early. So I just added my channel. So it's gonna be some people getting ready to be pouring in here, man. So
yeah. But let me tell you, as they come in, and I'm gonna let them come in because you were so good last night. I actually was upset with you.
Okay.
Because you went off. That's the reason why. I know you was home for 3 hours.
What you mean?
I want you to go another hour.
Oh, let's rock.
Man, you was going completely off with what was going on. So let me segue you in just in case you didn't hear it.
Yes, sir.
We were talking about actually, does Dak, he has to be human.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to allow him to be human, especially when you hear all this outside noise. When you talk about the inner noise, when you talk about the outer noise. And to make it worse, when you sacrifice 8 years of your blood, sweat, tears, a broken ankle, screws in your ankle, and to have a fan base, I want to say it's almost split. To turn their backs, at least on you, and want to put a FedEx sticker on your butt and ship you right out of Dallas. I just threw out the question, and before I say I wish Boss was here because I know he'll go to work on this. You can't blame him if you want to get out of here. You just can't, because it's like, if you win the Super Bowl, I'm almost act like that ain't gonna be enough. I'm sorry. I'm convinced of that. Boss, it's your flow, man. I hate to bring you in on this and continue your talk from last night, but go to work, man. I'm sorry on that.
No, I just think a lot of fans don't really know the history. Like, it's one of those things, or sometimes fans don't understand when it is disrespect. So it's hard for some of us to kind of gather it because we can't imagine somebody with that type of money being offered with them seeing it as disrespectful because we are not on those levels.
Yeah.
So the way that I try to explain it to people is you got to look at it like your job. When it's your job, because really all of us are still privileged, right? So even being in this country, you're privileged, right? So none of us would say, well, I'd rather live like somebody in Somalia. You're not gonna take that because to a Somalian, you're rich, right? So you're gonna want to be treated like your counterparts. That's what it's about. So if you look at the history of Dak Prescott and what they was doing around the time, even in the first contract, they kept making offers to him that was less than Goff and Wentz. Instead of especially in what mattered most, and that was the total guarantee. Mike Fisher came out with that saying that they made him an offer of 106 in total guarantee. And this was around 2021 or early. It was somewhere around there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and think about it, they was at least during that time putting out the proposals that they was throwing at him. So we was able as fans to kind of cut it up and say, wait a minute, 106 is still less than the total guarantee that Wentz was receiving or received because he got 107.9 in total. And then Goff also got 110, but yet you offering a better quarterback with better credentials, more durable, a better resume, less. And so when you look at it based on your counterparts, you can say, no, that's disrespectful. And then at this point it gets old. So it's the fact that you still doing it. Because I asked the question last night and I'm gonna stop talking. I said, is Dak Prescott better now or then? Right? 100% of the people that answer said what? Clearly now.
Mm-hmm.
So you admitted, Stephen Jones, you already admitted that it was a mistake for you to wait then.
Yeah.
But he's better now.
Yeah.
So what we waiting on? So it's just like, it's so after a while, especially when you add in the latest sneak diss that Jerry did when he said, you know, didn't I tell you we would go as far as Dak took us? And how far did he go? So that's a clear shot right at Dak where you blame him directly for the Green Bay loss. So it's all of that adds up to the point to where you can say, you know what? Let me just get up out of here because these guys are not really serious about football because no other team does this. It's too much mix of I call it the Kardashian model in football.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Let me throw this in. Go ahead, Amp. Jump on that real quick.
Man, first off, masterful job.
Masterful.
It's disheartening, man. Like to see a guy who throughout the history of his football career has always had to be in a proven mode.
Yeah.
You would think that after the last go round with the franchise, to your point, boss, you admitted you did wrong or you could have made better decisions. Like I saw a post on Twitter today that says, imagine if the Cowboys actually paid their players on time.
Wow.
And I was like,
whoo.
Wow.
Initial response was wow, but second response was, okay, we actually would have saved ourselves a ton of money. Mm-hmm. The third thing is the talent that we could have gotten. As good as our rosters have been, we could have been that much better. And so I'm looking at it like the trend is missed opportunities.
Yeah.
You're missing with the contracts. You're missing those, more recently within the last week or so, people are throwing around the topic of, what we did in Dak's rookie contract.
Yeah.
They were talking about pie back then, but I'm like, dude, you cut this man a whole big wedge a couple of years later, but what could you have done previously?
Yeah.
It's a tragedy, quite frankly, and I feel like we're wasting this man's best years.
Yeah.
Don't think he's hit his prime yet. I still feel he's ascending, but it's like you ain't gonna get too many more of these type years.
Well, let me throw this in.
It's malpractice.
It's malpractice. It's boss. I done listened to you for years, and you one of the few guys that I will listen to because you already know that. Amp, I done listened to you since you've been clowning because you make sense when you talk. But common sense is telling me this, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't mind being corrected. But it seems like to me, and I just said this, boss. Maybe you can speak to this. It seems like that the Cowboys don't mind paying you. You just better not get to one of the top three in your position. Because when they get up to that point there, other than the linemen, we don't have no problem paying linemen. None. But when it comes to, as of recently, this quarterback here, wide receivers, we had trouble with defensive end when Tank, of course, made his big money, but he had to go through living hell just to get to where he was. I had to threaten him with a surgery and all that. It seems like other than linemen to me, they've really never been in this position before where they have to pay. I know they have to pay market value, but they when Steven comes out and says, when Jerry comes out and says, we can pay 5 players the total salary what we'll pay for 1 player. And so far that pattern has taken place. So really, is it really a surprise when you start talking about the tension and the drama of Dak Prescott like it was when he got paid before? And it just makes sense to me. I just saw Devontae Smith sign today, get his extension. And the Eagles have top 5 in so many different positions. They are choosing not to pay guys for being good. You see what I'm saying? That's what I come up with. Like, if you one of the best 2 or 3 in your position, 1, 2, or 3, it's gonna be hard to get paid in Dallas. Just maybe I'm wrong, boss. Talk to me. I know you know the numbers and everything else.
Yeah, even the offensive lineman got screwed if you really look at it, because the 2 things that contracts are about, and Jerry said this himself. He said it's usually about the money, but he then also said it's about the duration. If you look at all the players we signed except Dak, we can start with Romo. Romo, compared to his counterpart, signed a 6-year contract, meaning he gave away his youth. Dez did a 5. Then Travis Fredericks did a 6-year contract. Zach Martin did a 6-year contract when his counterparts was doing 4. He just Tyron did an 8-year contract. So the thing is, and see, Zach Martin just figured it out late. That's why he held out last year. He was like, wait. I've been in this contract so long that I'm now like at mid-tier payment with still top performance. I got to reset this. And so because he figured it out late, then he came back and then had them reset it last year. So like, this is bigger than Dak, to be honest. This is about trying to screw all your guys. And just Dak is the one that says, no, you're not going to screw me. And that's what's going down. Is like, he the one. I said this, pastor, bishop, a kappa. I could tell you right now, praise the Lord, I could tell a bishop was a ladies' man, right? Yeah. Former kappa, come on now. Y'all got to know the culture to understand the frat, right?
I got people that was watching that.
Hey, like, I'm listening. I said was.
Yes.
I said was.
Keyword was. Yes, sir. Hey, baby.
He's saved now.
Or are you watching? Hey, baby.
Yeah, he's saved and all that. He bishop. Those are the old days. He got gray hair. He got all that now. So these are the former days. But the reason why I said that is because as a former guy who was a ladies' man, we've all dealt with women who dealt with guys that they broke.
Yes,
right?
Sir.
And then they come across a real man. And they like, they get even more determined to break them because I ain't never met no guy like this. That's what Dak is.
How to be a player.
Dak is that guy that's like, you got them, you not gonna get me.
Yep.
Like, nah, my counterparts are getting 4 and 5 year contracts. Well, that's what I'm gonna get. And people are saying, yeah, he needs to take a team friendly deal, but why should he rob his future legacy?
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't rob yourself for this team.
Yep.
Especially when they kept basically raising their own price, just trying to force him to be team friendly. So it's almost like they trying to buck break him.
Yep.
So if they break him, then they can say, hey, listen, Dak was friendly, so all y'all got to be friendly. You know what I mean? So it's where, and to me, to be honest, it also looks like a family philosophy. It looks like that's just how they do business, because guess who else underpaid? Their coaches are also underpaid. Their media people are also underpaid. I heard about some of the things that they offer the media people. And it's like, wait. You $1 billion company and you offering less money than some people giving startups? So it's like, it's like everybody, it's like a philosophy. Like, if you work for us, they really believe it's a privilege. And it's like, you supposed to give us a discount just because we're the Dallas Cowboys. The problem is also this: you also sought what you telling me to invest in. You telling me that I should be able to capitalize on the Dallas Cowboys as a brand, but then you negotiate with me in the media. Well, then the people that I'm supposed to be able to capitalize on, I can't even do it because now they don't like me because you made me look greedy. So the same thing you selling is a contradiction. So nobody go win in this whole thing except y'all. So why should I be team friendly? The person who actually understands that, in my opinion, is Dak. And so what they trying to do is they trying to break him. 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 And it's more about a philosophy than it is really common sense business.
Yeah. Say it. Come on, Imp.
So when I look at that, taking what you just said, you always hear their whole philosophy: draft and develop, draft and develop. They done drove that in our head.
Yeah.
The problem is they're missing the third tier to that process, and it's deliver.
Oh,
if you draft a guy,
bars,
you develop a guy, and he performs, now you need to deliver.
Whew.
Yeah. Talk, boy.
That's the missing link to that whole piece. Like, so okay, we like our guys. Well, then act like you like our guys. That's the part that's frustrating to me is, you look at it across the board. I even was talking to Coach Barr, shout out to him about this earlier today. You look at Zeke, you look at Dez. I mean, the list of players, I can go on and on and on and on about individuals, old school term here, boss, who are at the brink of enumeration. And for one reason or another, you want to, kind of, throw the stories out there, sling a little mud in your politics and whatnot. And the same individuals, it's like, to me, the Cowboys are at war with themselves.
Yeah.
You don't like the free agents, or you stray away from the free agents. You like your guys, but then when it's time to pay your guys, now the next man is the best man. I mean, it's make it make sense. I mean, it's like they have some type of issue, mental something, because you talking out of both sides.
Can I jump in real quick with your Amp?
Got it.
Because it's another thing that I don't think we kind of factor into the case, and also Law Nation in the building. What's up, big brother?
What's up, Law? Big Law, what's up? You need to get in here too, man. Come on.
I know. I sometimes sit back and wonder, are they making way more money on the publicity than they doing on this football? Right, because I never forgot that Colin Cowherd said when Dak was a rookie that the Dallas Cowboys made $250 million on publicity from just Dak Prescott.
Yes, sir.
$250 million. Because guess what we all doing right now?
Talking about
that.
Sharing their stories.
Do they have to win for us to
win or lose? They are a block of every station.
Exactly. They figured out if we throw our players under the bus, people go talk about it. And the more people talk, the more we stay in the headlines, the more we stay being written about, the more we stay relevant. So they don't even have to win.
Yeah.
They don't even have to win. It just talk. Just keep talking. And so what we go do is we go stir it up. That's why they the only team to negotiate through the media. It's just it's a business, and it's like we all getting played.
Yeah.
You know what it feels like? It feels like Money Mayweather towards the end of his career.
I know where you're going.
They faster than us.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I can stay away from and not take this major punch, this major blow,
yeah,
I'm good. You know, I'll land a couple of calculated here.
Yeah.
Boom, I'm moving. I'm sticking and moving. That's what they're doing.
Right.
And it keeps them relevant. And as long as I move, we still talking about them. They could just sit there. You know, sometimes Mayweather would just stop and pause and look at you. And now he gonna let you swing and miss. And you just keep swinging and keep talking. Guess what? He cool as a cucumber. He hadn't exerted a whole lot of energy. And at the end of the day, what is he doing? Holding up the belt. The belt for the Dallas Cowboys is that 250 you talking about every
right.
Bingo.
Talking about him.
And which leads to this, because that's a perfect analogy, Amp. What's going on is let's keep with the Floyd Mayweather scenario. Well, with the Floyd Mayweather scenario, Floyd didn't fight on regular TV. It was pay-per-view. Every time the Dallas Cowboys go on national TV,
I ain't even think about that part.
It's not pay-per-view, but everybody's watching.
Absolutely.
Then on that note, a lot of our fan base, since this is what we do, you know, we're gonna talk about them regardless. Amp, you're gonna talk about them. We got brothers in here, Laws in here.
Yeah.
Probably some more people. Guess what we're gonna do every week?
Talk.
We're gonna analyze the game. We're gonna talk about them, and then some of us are gonna go to training camp. Some of us are gonna spend money on these tickets going to the games.
Yep.
And they will never lose because it is just a national, it's just in the bloodline, it's just in the stream that we gonna quote unquote pay-per-view this thing. So to go back to what Boss was saying, the bottom line is the bottom line, which is the green.
That's
the bottom. Look, if Taylor Swift brought in $336 million to the NFL.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, what in the world do you think the Dallas Cowboys do on every Monday morning when first things first started off? Then here come Undisputed. Then here come First Take. Then we get to NFL Live. Then we get to Shady McCoy and his crew, Acho and the young lady, Joy Taylor. And then we come back on prime time on the Monday night game. They're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. If Taylor Swift...
Then the ticket, then 105.3 The Fan, then the biggest YouTube community in the world. It's
come on. If Taylor Swift brought that to the NFL, what in the world are all of us doing? And what are we bringing to the Dallas Cowboys?
Can I pause you for something real quick? Hey, shooters, I need y'all to shoot nobody, please. Thank you.
Shoot him, whoever he is. Shoot him.
Shoot him.
Yeah. It's a family. We believe in Boss taking care of the big time show, right?
I don't play with these games.
Okay. It's just amazing to me is that we're going there. But from a football perspective, when you hear this, and Boss, one of the things I've always given you credit for, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I am going to do it now if I haven't.
Yeah.
You are, because you played the game, I played the game, Amp, I think you played too.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that you have to have is optimism. You have to. And you just, no matter where you are, no matter how bad it looks, you have to have that inner belief that you're gonna come out of this, or you're gonna make the play, or something like that.
Right.
What you feeling right now, boss? Because you about one of the most optimistic people that I done seen do this stuff.
Oh no, I feel hopeless. What you talking about? Like, no, I mean, no.
I just wanted to know where you at.
No, I don't feel good. I feel horrible. Like, the only thing I'm doing is I always try to stay focused on, okay, how can we dig out of this? But we gotta definitely do something about defensive tackle. We in a very bad place right now. We ain't gonna win nothing with our current D tackles. Like, just let me just be all the way real. If the ultimate goal to Super Bowl, hang that up with what's sitting in the room. If they got to do something, because they said, because the optimism part would be this. The time to really just hang it up in terms of our ability to be able to add a key piece will be actually and officially the trade deadline.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's my job, your job, and M job, Bishop, to continue to present those solutions until that door close.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, but I gotta judge us for where we are right now, and then, but it's also what I'm actually positive about is the fact that I do believe that we have a good red shirt plan that has been working, right?
Yeah.
Now, some of that stuff we'll wait and see. So I'm gonna give them the opportunity, especially because they've been hitting home runs on red shirts. But I'm not delusional to believe that this current DT squad that's sitting on our roster is equipped, because you've been preaching, Bishop. I've been preaching, and most people with common sense know it takes 3 years for to get the most out your defensive tackle. Now we know Mozzie is going to be out 4 to 6 weeks with that shoulder, so you already can take him down a notch. And he only in year 2. It's no depth there. So, like, come on now. We know we gotta add, or I'm not gonna sing no fake praises like, oh, we gonna make it anyway and just hope and believe. Now, y'all gotta address the shoes. And I've been saying that, I call it the shoes. If you can get the best clothes out the world out of Marshalls that'll look just like Neiman Marcus, but if you get them old ugly shoes out of Walmart, everybody gonna know you shop at Walmart. You gotta go get you some shoes and be very for real about the shoes that don't play no games with me. So the also thing where I will say that I'm optimistic though is also how we draft, right? Come on now. Like, we draft very, very well. The only reason we didn't like the draft last year because it was a red shirt draft. It was a draft that they actually drafted to fire people, which I proved on my channel. That's why they didn't really do a lot of free agency, because they felt like they did it last year. If you really go line by line, they feel like they got answers for everybody they let go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not as down on free agency as other people, but I'm also not dumb enough to believe that we answered all the questions so far. We got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. And what do you feel about it? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So,
optimistic or pessimistic?
The only silver lining I see in this season is in our pants.
Here we go. Wow. He got a metaphor, man. Here we go.
That's the only silver lining I see is in them.
Explain it, big dog. Explain that.
The only silver lining I see.
What you mean in our pants? You got to explain that.
Y'all know them silver shiny pants we got, man. That is literally the only silver lining I see, because if you fail to extend Dak, you fail to trade Dak, it's going to make it that much harder to sign CD Lamb.
Yeah.
And if you don't have those two pieces, the same individual who you are currently upset with right now, because apparently he's wearing thin in the building, you know that individual has been banging the table since he got here to have some other shooters with him. He wants to play with other talent. And if he starts to see the talent not only not be maintained, but he sees it start to regress, he is going to be a very disgruntled employee. I'm telling you now. I'm already seeing it. And that's from talking to nobody, just checking a pulse of him as an individual. But, you know, I'm looking at it. We unless we can wheel and deal and make some super exotic things happen in this draft, as far as acquiring more picks, it's a numbers game. We don't even have the numbers to replace what we lost. And my thing is, if you were going to let that many individuals go out of the door, you should have done something in March. You should have done something the first 2 weeks of this month, because later on next week ain't gonna help you get everything you need to get. Now you can do some work on the back end, post draft, and wheel and deal and get Les the janitor from the East Elementary School up the street. You can do that if you want to, and it could work. I'm not saying it's not gonna work. To Boss's point, them with those Marshall picks, they make it shake. But my thing is being able to get these guys up to speed, because as much as we acquire, what has helped us over the last couple of years, we haven't gotten really bit by the injury bug. And if the injury bug bites us this season, it's gonna show.
Oh my!
So check this out. I want to kind of make a case for the red shirts real quick, right? Let me pull this up. I'm gonna pull this up where I can see it.
Ooh, we getting robbed
on the likes.
Oh yes,
let's get the likes up, y'all. Y'all know what time it is.
Come on, y'all.
Come on, y'all. I know y'all gonna take care of us. We all family up here. We know what to do. So if we make a case line by line, let's look at their red shirt plan. We lost Michael Gallup. Who's the backup for Michael Gallup? Who's the red shirt that's gonna step up likely for Michael Gallup that they hoping out of the red? Tolbert Brooks, right? Yeah. All right. So who would be the red shirt that they hoping to potentially step in for? We lost Tyron Smith. Who would that red shirt likely be?
According to the draft pick, I would probably think, to be honest with you, probably be Richards.
Richards, yeah, you could say as a red shirt it could be Richards, or you could say it's Tyler Smith. So you can definitely say you got to answer that, right?
Yeah.
So then you could say who is the red shirt they hoping to step up for Biotish?
Hoffman.
Yep. So who is the red shirt that you think they want to step up or at least try to supplement for Pollard?
Right. It got to be
Rico and Deuce, right?
Yeah.
So who is the red shirt that you think they want to step up behind the absence of Gallimore and Hankins?
No, they ain't got it. There ain't nobody there.
Mozzie.
Well, then Mozzie. I'm sorry, Mozzie.
Right,
yeah.
Or Osa. They might try to reach and stretch Osa out, which I see your face. I'm with you on that. That's why I see your face on that. That's why I'm like, DT is looking bad. I'm with you on that, Bishop. It's looking bad. So that's the where I say they got a problem. That's why I say if they don't get no shoes, we in trouble.
All on the salad, man. I want ranch, bro.
Let's go to defensive end. Defensive end. So now we have Armstrong out and we have Fowler out. Who is the red shirts they expecting to step up?
Williams, Big Sam,
and
Fioku. Fioku, yeah.
Yeah, Fioku. Because see, after the draft show, we was looking and speculating about these red shirts, right? We was speculating like, man, like they must be trying to fire people into the future. But this was the year they actually fired those people. That's what really happened. That's why I say I'm not as down on the offseason, because they basically just drafted into the future. And the only major hole that they really have unanswered is defensive tackle. That's why you had that face like, because we didn't like, but everywhere else.
Stop right there.
Sure.
Great picture.
Mm-hmm.
Because you kind of made me feel a little bit better about myself. You gave me a compliment.
I'm just being honest, bro.
I feel self-esteem rose up a little bit. It only take a little compliment. Sometimes just depending on how the wind blow, you'll feel better about it.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Just that wind blow, you be like,
But having that being the only major need,
right?
And you had to have known at the conclusion of last season that you probably were going to let Hankins go, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you knew a couple months ago that Mozzie was not going to be ready probably week 1.
Right.
So considering that you really didn't have a lot of gaping holes, really only one at DT.
Right.
And to your point, we all know that it takes about 3 years for a DT to develop into his grown man self.
Facts.
If you knew that, why haven't you acquired at least a DT in the free agency period?
I got a theory on that. I have a theory on that I think is justified by their own words, right? I think we in this community, because you can listen to everybody and we all say the same thing because we all have come to this. You can listen to the OC, you can listen to Fuster King, you can listen to Vach, you can listen to Big Game James, you can listen to Law Nation, you can listen to you, me. All of us basically had this understanding that it take about 3 years, but our front office never talked like that. Think about what they said about Mozzie last year. They said they go expect him to help us now and into the future. None of us said that, did we? We said, oh, we ain't expecting to see Mozzie until like 3 years from now. All of us were saying that except them. What did they say on Tristan Hill? They say we got him over on Thornhill, right? Because we needed somebody to stop the run now.
Right now.
And all of us that know that it take about 3 years, it's like that ain't gonna happen. Yeah. Right. So it's almost like they believing in this philosophy that DTs are instant impact, and they are totally different than this community. This community is like, no, it don't happen like that. You know what I mean? So that's why they'll chunk Mozzie out there like, oh, he gonna be okay. And we over here like, I'm not expecting him to come around in year 2. Now, if he does, that's a bonus. Yeah. I think it's a disconnect on really expecting DTs to be instant impact. That's why I don't want no heroes out the draft to come in here thinking they go save us from stopping the run. You got to go shop for that, and that's why I say you got to go spend money on them shoes quick.
See, we want to bring we the community. We want to bring the DTs in,
the vets.
We want to bring them in with the life vest on and the floaties, and we want to bring them into the shallow end. The Cowboys just want to throw you off the deep end and say swim.
Right. That's what they said. Because that's what they said.
That's what they prove.
Yeah, that's what they prove. Fact.
That's what they prove.
They throw you out there.
They throw you on out there.
And so you die.
We're in an hour and 2 minutes, of course. And listen, everybody in here, I know some of you don't know who we are. Some of you that follow Boss and some of you that follow Amp. What's going on? I see Landlord just popped in the building. Landlord, one of the family. I'm telling you, this is almost like the Avengers showing up. I mean, I got Law in here. Landlord is in here. Amp, Ball. I mean, good Lord. This is just beautiful. I love to see the brothers always support each other, man. It ain't nothing like support. Let me transition real quick because I got about 57. And depending on how it flow, I'm willing to do overtime if you guys want to do it.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's transition. Let me ask y'all this. Because of the holes that, at least in my view, that we have. Mm-hmm. And really, when you really add it up, we still have a real, when you look at it at the talent level, we're still pretty good on talent.
Yeah.
I believe, I've been telling my family that we just lost a lot of depth. All right, that's that. We lost a lot of depth in a lot of key positions. So the Cowboys' best moves are right about to come right about this time every year, which is the draft. To me, this is what they do best. If you ask me, as far as off-season work goes, and Boss, because as most of us know, Boss does a whole book on draft picks and gives his own grades. Amp, just like me and Amp were talking before, we haven't really had the time this year to really just scout like we usually do, but because of work and all that, that's why we're laying on guys like Boss, and we trust his opinion and his eyes. The OC, trust his eyes. Big Game, who goes to Senior Bowls, trust his eyes, and then we talk about it. Law, who does the same thing, who watches film. We watch film, but not as extensive as these guys. Right. So we trust them. So let me ask both of y'all this. Since we got so many holes, what would satisfy you with the draft this year? Because we got to fill the hole, because we ain't going to get the veterans will come after the draft. It's going to be them bargain basement free agents. They're coming. We know that. That's their pattern. Mm-hmm. But as far as first round, let's just stick with this. And Boss, if you want to go that route because you got knowledge of the players.
Yeah.
Better than I have.
Mm-hmm.
but if we can, let's concentrate on maybe the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
What would satisfy you? Regardless of, I mean, well, I guess what I'm asking you is what you drafted first, what you drafted second round, what you drafted third round. And even if that means, since we know we don't have a 4th round pick, even if you want to throw in the equation of, okay, we changing the first round just to trade back. So I just let you go with that, boss. The boss, give it to me first.
Yes, sir. First of all, shout out to Angry Man. He also in the building. Another one of our brother YouTubers, man, with the best.
Let me stop you, boss.
Yeah.
You're a Cowboy fan. This is my first time saying something to you. Brother, I love you, man.
Man, Angry Man go hard.
Boy, man. Angry, I don't know if you ever met me, but I watch your couple of your content. Brother, I will be glad to meet you one day, man. Salute.
Man.
Go ahead,
Angry Man and Law got the best voices in the game, bro. I don't care what nobody say. I still try to talk like Angry Man. I just can't do it. I try, bro. I be practicing in the mirror every day. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I got to talk like me, bro.
It's like a pissed off Don Cornelius.
Man, them boys, they sound like they made for radio, bro. Them boys got the best voices in the game.
Playing with the highs and lows and trying.
I be trying to get my butt to get my voice like the. I still can't do it, bro. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. To nothing but the best.
Law is the equivalent of Barry White. He's Barry White in the game, man.
Man. Hey, listen, let me also kick some shout outs to some more people right now that just to me made, and I'm gonna go back to your question. I ain't forgot it. Shout out to also just this week, man, Mark Holmes. I think him and Dak Attack, bro. Ooh, they did some great work this week, bro. They went to work. And I just want to say I'm ashamed that Dak Attack literally showed that the silver case against Dak Prescott is going away, but nobody's talking about it but him. And then Mark Holmes brought out another big fact that was on top of that Florio came out and said that the number one story where they got the number one views was about Dak's accuser. But yet, now that it's going away, you don't even want to talk about what generates you numbers because it's actually good news.
You went as far as to bring the attorney on.
Oh, don't get me started. That's gonna get me off this question, bro. Because you know that's a whole nother thing.
That's gonna get me kicked off YouTube and Facebook. Don't go there, bro. Please. Bro.
But shout out to the whole community. I just want to say that as I'm seeing people entering in, man, just people I respect greatly in this community, and I love all of us. I think all of us combined is truly Voltron, the DC universe, mafia, whatever you want to call us.
It's man, just boss, it's just like when Captain America, and I'll let you be Captain America this time. They were whooping him and he was by himself. He got that call in his ear, say, look above you right. And then in the next 3 minutes, it was about 5,000 new heroes that popped out of there.
Right.
That's what this is like. It is. Even though you got the final word, which we all support, it's primarily your show. But trust me, ladies and gentlemen, I know some of y'all just seeing some of us. Boss got a whole Rolodex of people that he can call on, and we'll come to his rescue.
Oh, yeah, we gonna link up quick.
I mean,
we link up quick.
50 of us that can come on.
Oh, man. Like, that's real talk.
Y'all remember Captain Planet back in the day?
Man.
You know what his catchphrase was? With your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. That's how it is.
And we didn't even mention
Cowboys YouTube are popping up every day, literally.
And since we giving out love, let's also mention the fact that Landlord and Wes had on Tad Prescott, which like so many nuggets in that. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I told Tuck, bro, I got content for a month that I won't be able to get out. I promise you. Just from this week. So that interview was super fire. Then on top of that, then they had on Wanye Thomas, who killed a couple of theories. I ain't gonna get into that. So let's get into your question since we was talking about the draft. Shout out first of all to my brother Landlord, man. We talked today, man. I called him directly. So we talking about the draft. It's one thing that if we kind of look at it, Landlord, he originated this thought. I'm a co-sign the thought. what's going on right now with CD Lamb is actually something that can mess around and work in our favor greatly, right? Why? Because he ain't going to practice, right? So we know how our front office works. We like to draft people and do things for leverage. So you already with me, El. But see, this thought came from landlord. I ain't gonna steal my butt thunder. I ain't gonna steal my butt thunder.
Landlord, I see where you're going with, boss. I know where you're coming, and I
Yeah.
love you getting ready.
Yeah. So basically, it's putting pressure on them to get very serious about drafting the receiver in the first 2 rounds.
Woo!
So that's like because see, you know how they move. They move like, come on now. Let's not act like we don't know what Trey Lance is. We know what Trey Lance was. You gave away a coveted pick because you wanted to put pressure on that.
Side chick.
Yeah. Side chick, bruh. I can get another you in a minute. So now that CD Lamb, we got Queen in the building. This getting too Queen up in this. Man, we need to do this more often, man. Everybody, all my favorites coming up in here.
Everybody, do I need to send the link to everybody? Come on,
man. Just send a link to these folks, man. It'll be too lit up in this.
Oh my God.
So, but just like, so you see the pressure now that likely now is because I was afraid of running back in round 2. Like, I like Brooks, and I know that's what they would likely want to do because they see him as a first round running back that they can get on the deal with his ACL. It might actually be smart because what I want to research is what actually happened with what's the running back out of the Jets, man. Come on, y'all know his name. Brees Hall. Like, when did he get hurt? That's what I want to know. If somebody can look up and see when did Brees Hall get hurt, because see, he also hurt his ACL. He came back the next year and he been balling. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not out on Brooks, but to me, the talent of this draft is tackle and receiver. You see what I'm saying? So I'm actually open depending on how the draft falls. Because at this point, we got to get down to the real deal. It's not about receiver in the first or tackle in the first. Now I got to get down to the who. So it's about solidifying your list. So let me tell you right now, in the first, right now, what I'm thinking about in my order is I'm putting Troy over Thomas, then Thomas, then Burton. That's what I'm starting to solidify into. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna debate my boy Foster King on that this Thursday, and Tuck and everybody else, right? To really make that into concrete. Because I think if we really fight that out, we go all come out smarter. But right now, putting a real solid list together that if they are sitting there in that order, I know who I gotta get. So it could be tackle first if it's Troy, or I don't see how you pass up on Thomas with that 4.3 speed, 6'3", who I look at as AJ Green. If you got AJ Green playing your number 2, that's amazing. Dak insurance. I mean, not Dak insurance, CD Lamb insurance. Because my boy landlord brought up an excellent point, as well as Law, as well as Big. This offense runs through Dak and who?
CD.
Right. So if you lose CD Lamb, what you got?
You in trouble. You exchange to Ferguson then.
So why don't we take receiver exponentially serious even in the first? See, I'm not of that crowd that don't get a receiver absolutely not in the first because of all these tackles. Now I have become a lot more flexible since the first time we fought this. So just to answer your question on what I'm saying receiver or tackle in the first and the second. Pick whatever's the best sitting there between those two, because I can see a combination of ways if it happen. Because if you get Troy, let's say if he fall, you get him in the first, then you better target my boy out of Florida State in the second, or somebody like that. Keon Coleman, right? I'm also, to be honest, open for some defensive ends. I'm open for that because it's gonna probably be some quality talent that's gonna fall. That's gonna be some exponential guys. So until I see how it's actually falling on draft day, I'm not gonna cement one over the other, but I'm giving you kind of a parameter of how I'm looking at it, Bishop.
Sound like that wet concrete.
Come here.
Yeah, it's wet. It's wet. It's gonna be dry by draft day.
Come on, Amp. What is same question? What, you don't have to have a name there if you don't want one, but I'm just saying first, second, and third. Where we going position wise?
Position wise for me, if I can and it's worth it, and I see the value in picking there, I'm going O-line. And I say O-line because I'm not keying in on guard. I'm not keying in on tackle. But depending who's the best available at either position,
Right.
that's the individual I'm willing to go with. Now,
Mhm.
should there be an early run, I am not opposed to trading back in the hopes of gaining an extra pick. I'm not opposed to that either.
Me neither. I love it.
But if we get a guard or a tackle in the first, I'm going, Amp's going, running back in 2.
Oh, okay.
I'm going running back in 2. Want some young, fresh legs.
Ooh.
I'm sure there'll be some individuals available.
Mm-hmm.
Zeke is in my back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's in my back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that point, because of the news that came out today, something that we were thinking about, once we found out that Mike Zimmer was going to be your defensive coordinator for 2024, 2025,
Mm-hmm.
Marquise Bell is going back to his true position at safety.
Mm-hmm.
So now in your LB room, you've got Kendricks, you've got Damone Clark, you've got Overshown, and Buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Killer.
So
Bro.
I'm willing to go LB in the 3rd round.
Quite different.
What's the facial
I see the tension.
Something.
Come on with the tension, ball. I see it in your eyes, Doc. Come on.
Man, we better not go running back at 2, bro.
Really?
Okay.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Spit on it.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I respect your thought. You know, I ain't tripping on your thought.
Oh, I'm not. No, never.
I'm just, yeah. I see
value's not there.
It's more value in the receivers and them offensive linemen. It's gonna be too many quality. Okay, so this is what I'm starting to think in my mind, and we just debating this out, right? Why are receivers paid so much?
Because it's a passing league, and the value is there for that,
right? And their production, right? Where can you get 1,000 yards of offense? You go get that faster at receiver.
They microwave ready.
They microwave ready, and it's the fact that you still could in this particular draft. Those receivers is going to be, in my opinion, kind of like the Cooper Kupp draft, where he was a 3rd rounder, but that draft was so rich at receiver that you see how that turned out. This the draft. I'm gonna tell everybody, I don't care what your rank is of your draft with these receivers, because really we don't know how it's gonna play out, because too many of them too good. The ones that you be like, oh, he the clear number 1. That you don't know that. No. Like if you go to the right team, the one that you think is the 8th best, mess around and be the 1st because he went to the right team. Yeah. I just think the talent level is so high. And also is this insurance need for CD Lamb. I would even be open with band-aiding running back 1 more year and having a bridge player just to take advantage of the elite talent at tackle, guard, center, and receiver.
Wow.
I can dig that.
Yeah. Shout out to Keystone Cowboy. All the superstars are here tonight. Keystone Cowboy in the building. Let me throw mine in.
Can I plug Keystone real quick?
Go ahead. Yeah.
We planning to do a show next Monday. Hopefully, we might be able to do it together. All of us. It'll be cool. But we trying to do a show where we calling it Boss and Keystone Sleepers, where we go lay out all the people that's the bottom round sleeper guys, the type of guys that's gonna melt into undrafted free agent. I'm gonna say this is nobody better in the world than Keystone. Yeah, where most people go be very good on their top 50, he go be very good at the last 300. Yeah. Now heard what I said.
Yeah,
people good at coming up with their first 50 and having an order. Yeah. It ain't nobody in the world with the Dallas Cowboys that I know is better than that last 300 in Keystone. So this is gonna be our opportunity before the draft to have Keystone, and it might be a long show. I'm gonna say, bro, lay it all the way out. I need all your sleepers to where we can put you on record. Because see, the thing about his sleepers, a lot of them end up being Dallas Cowboys and balling. Yes. I would never forget the day we were sitting there in the draft, and my boy Keystone say, "Man, we need to get that boy playing."
Mm-hmm. Show said it. I remember the show. Yeah. Yep. and we got it. Let me say something about Keystone.
Yes, sir.
Keystone, which is Tavis. I've always used to say about him, because we've known each other for a pretty good while. Keystone, man, is the guy that will cover the draft rounds 1 through 7
easily.
Yep.
I mean, a complete draft type of guy. Watch film, study these guys. Very detailed. He really is he's a YouTube scout.
Man,
I'm saying he's a super scout. Yep. Put him up against anybody. Smart, knowledgeable guy. And between and Boss is the same way, because they study these guys all the way through 1 through 7. It's not too many better. Let me give my opinion.
It's hard work.
Oh, no question.
Real quick about Key.
Go ahead.
He is a early 2000, late 90s Honda Civic.
Oh my.
He don't get broke in till about 200.
Yeah, 200,000 miles.
With that draft, he gets stronger as it goes on.
He does. He does.
Some of the obvious stuff in the first, second, third. But that day 3, I'd be like,
oh man.
I'm telling you, as somebody who wrote books, bro.
Yeah.
Like that ain't no listen, bro. Like I grind, bro. Like don't get it twisted, bro. If I'm pushing you up, you cold.
You the man. He cold. There ain't no question about it. I ain't trying to get with him like that. Tavis is the guy. Tavis Banks, who you see that is, aka Keystone Cowboy.
Keystone Cowboy. BCS for life.
Let me throw mine in real quick. I told my family to show this, Boss and Amp. I told them that, until we know 100%, and I think I know what's going to happen, but since there's talk about it, and that is Tyler Smith. I really believe that the first round draft pick will be done by the Cowboys according to where they're going to place Tyler. If he stays at guard, which is what he said, then it's obvious to me that we need a tackle. If he moves to left tackle, however, then here comes TJ Bass probably at guard. And then I really believe then that they will focus in on the center. And the only reason why I'm saying that, I watched film on this guy, Boss. I know you have. I love the kid from Oregon, man. I love him. I can see Johnson. I can see that kid being a center for us for the next 10, 12, 13 years. I can see all pro written on his face. I love that kid. He is a dog. He's a mauler, and he got enough speed that can get to the second level if needed. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that can pull. So we're talking about a speedy center if need be. This dude is the truth. I ain't saying I want him. I'm saying it depends on really what they're going to do with Tyler Smith. If they keep him at guard, we're going after tackle. But I'm saying bottom line, offensive line first. I couldn't agree with Boss more on that wide receiver at the second round. If you notice the trend, y'all, around the league, the trend is to try to get to as close to having 2 number ones as possible. Not a number 1 and a number 2. Most of these real good teams have 2 number 1s. So you gonna sit and tell me, if you get a CD Lamb and you get I'm just throwing it out because I'm saying second round, Keon Coleman or Leggett, you add these type of dudes to a CD Lamb and a Jake Ferguson. Lord have mercy here. Look, you backed at your 30 points a game with that. You ain't no drop off. You get
right back to 30 points.
You right back to 30 points a game.
30,
this is what
maybe more.
No question. Because you got another number 1 type.
Right.
Guy that can step in day 1 and go to work. Now you move Mr. Cooks or Lamb. You can keep Cooks on the outside. You put Lamb in the slot. We all know what that means.
That's his favorite
position. I mean, come on. We already know. You put a Brandon Cooks or Keon Coleman, Leggett, or the kid from LSU that you were talking about, Boss. You put them guys back there and let's go play football. That's bottom line.
Oh man, we go.
Let's go play football. Third round, just to shut it off. I'm going running back now.
Yeah,
I'm going running back with third round. We got a lot of holes, but if you give me third
or linebacker,
depending on who it is, boss.
On both of those.
Okay, yeah, exactly. But if you give me a linebacker, I'll take it.
Yeah. But I see you on that running back though. I do agree with that too.
If you can give me Benson from Florida State, I'm ready. I'm saying, look, ladies and gentlemen, let's go play football. If you give me that right, give me that, and I'm ready to go. Go ahead, boss.
I want to jump in just a little bit. I think it's gonna be a little bit opposite of what you said just on the first part. I agree with everything you said. I just think it's gonna be a little bit opposite. I don't think they're trying to decide where Tyler Smith is gonna be to figure out where they go draft. I think the draft is gonna decide where Tyler Smith is gonna be.
Okay. Yeah.
That's how I think it's gonna work because if the right because I think like Tyler Smith flexibility is why we can be aggressive in the draft, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because we could say that we don't have a real need at offensive line.
Gives us the option to pick best available versus need.
Exactly.
Okay.
His flexibility does that. So like when you really look at the offensive line and you say, okay, if I know he knows and we know that his best fit and his best year was at left guard. But if it was like, hey man, we just can't pass up on Thomas, but that's gonna also might make us wiped out by round 2, right? On a tackle that could come in here and start.
Yeah.
Well, now you got the option. Go ahead and get him. Why? You can move Tyler to left tackle. You got a quality guard at TJ Bass. You got a pretty good center at Hoffman, right? So you can say we can band-aid that and then just kind of. But I feel great about the left side with TJ Bass and Tyler at left, and you can go ahead and do that. So I think just depending on who's there is going to decide his future. And I do love that. I love that. And I want to say one more thing. Cowboy Nation, I'm almost certain we go come out of this the first 3 picks extremely impressed. The only way we won't do it is I feel like if them Jones Jr. boys have too much influence on this draft, which it look like they trying to give them more power. I think if you got some rookie eyes in there making these picks, it can go off. But if you got the usual vet team of McClay with Mike McCarthy giving them the free reign in the scout team, the reason why I think we go come out of this draft, please, is because Jerry said one key point in his all-in statement that a lot of people don't pay attention to. He said, we're not going to draft for the future.
Right. Yep.
And that should tell you a lot. He said that in that all-in. In other words, we go get that dude. We did that. Yeah, we did that drafting for the future before. This year, we getting the dude. So whoever that dude might be. So if it's a tackle, if it's a receiver, if whatever fall, or if it's a defense, it's gonna be the dude. And I think it's gonna be a dude within the first 3 rounds that we go all say, hey, I'm cool with that. Like, we got better. I'm almost certain that's gonna happen. Now, if it don't happen, I'm gonna kick my TV live. I promise you, I'm gonna break my stuff live. But me watching the T Leaders organization, I think we gonna be feeling good after next week.
I like it. I just wanted to throw that out because, as we said before, we all have. We know if you're a Cowboy fan, been watching all of these shows that we have. You've even been watching the 4-letter networks. It is obvious that we got holes, but you got to be very strategic in filling out the right holes early, so you won't be chasing it when we get to maybe the 5th round. That's if we don't get the 4th round pick back. Everybody thinking we're going to do something to get the 4th round pick back. That's just not a guarantee. We don't know that quite yet.
Yeah.
But we don't want to be chasing because you want to be drafting best player available according to your board when we start getting to the 5th round. So we know every round. We don't want to be chasing where we doing stuff for need. You know what I'm saying? We still want to get the right players in. Those first 3 picks, man, I really believe that we got to hit home runs. We can't be hitting no doubles. Doubles are good. No, no. We got to get these because we got so many holes there, and we need some players there rather than depending on the bargain being free agents who we know they got where they're going to sign after that. I just think that's very important. I see the chat line. Chat line is going back and forth. A lot of people agree. I'm just happy because Angry Cowboy fan agree with me. So I'm a fan of him. I mean,
I think the pick is gonna be Morgan or Barton.
Really? You know, you started off hot, if I remember right, on Barton.
I'm still hot. I love Barton still.
I know that, but I'm saying it was almost like, to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, boss, it was like that was your guy.
Oh, he's still my pet cat.
Okay. So
he's still my pet cat.
Where did Morgan slip in on you?
Nah, I like him too. It's just so many quality tackles in this class. I like both. Okay. I like the reason why I really don't like Barton is because of his massive versatility and his violence. Now, I don't like sometimes how he take on a bull rush. I did see him occasionally get dead leg, when he took on power. I'm being all the way honest. I'm not saying he's a perfect prospect, but he got a great mentality. He plays center. And then he's so athletic that he was able to play tackle. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then Mike McCarthy said himself, which also matches the history of the NFL. Usually your better guards first was what in college? Tackles. Yeah. Right. Everybody said Taylor Smith, he the best guard. Well, what was he playing in college? Tackle. Okay. Zach Martin, Hall of Fame guard. What was he in college?
Tackle.
So what was Barton? Tackle for 3 years, an athletic tackle with the power to play both center and guard. And then on top of that, I know the Dallas Cowboys love versatility, which makes sense because they like to be sometimes open to the flexibility to create the best five. You can't create the best five unless you got versatile players. The reason why we got flexibility right now in the draft is because we know Tyler Smith is flexible and versatile. The only reason why we didn't go to hell is because Tyler Smith could play left tackle, even though he had a whole bunch of nothing but reps at guard at training camp. It was the flexibility that saved our season. That's why I'm over here like, that's why honestly, I'm not high on JPJ like everybody else. I don't like Powers like that. I don't like Powers because he's just a center. I like Barton because he's a center, he'll tackle, and he can play guard. I need all of it, especially on the way that we think.
Yeah.
And it worked for us. So, so that's why he is still today my top pet cat, but I'm also not gonna rank him over somebody that does more for our team like Thomas. Because I'm never gonna say that a guard is gonna give us more production offensively.
And a wide receiver. Yeah.
I'm just not gonna do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But even though I know in terms of fit, to me, Barton is our best fit.
And if you know the Joneses, like we know the Joneses, boss, if you remember, I said this, I think it was a super chat with you and OC last week. If you know the Joneses like we do, you know that in a couple years, Tyler Smith is going to be expiring his rookie contract. So if you can bring a tackle in here and extend out a big payday for that position, another 4 or 5 years with the 5th-year option, that's saving the Jones family what they love and hold dear to their hearts, their money. So to me, it would scream, let's just say hypothetically, you got two equally matched players. One's a tackle, one's a guard. And they're both sitting there at 24, right? What are the Cowboys picking?
Tackle.
Bingo.
I would.
Yeah.
No question.
No question.
Yep.
No, not even a hesitation.
Not even one.
Car to be turned in so quick. In so quick it'll make your head spin. I mean, seriously.
I don't see how people make that hard, man, because it's like, bro, it's a reason why, like, it's like we start thinking backwards for some reason. It's like, bro, it's a reason why tackles go always be the top paid lineman. You protecting your franchise quarterbacks from people trying to be in the corner and bust their back in.
Especially the way edges are made these days.
Yeah, the edges. Okay, you want Michael Parsons running that 4-3 dip in that corner and hitting your quarterback in the back. You want somebody like a Sweat coming off that corner hitting Dak in the back blindly. No, it's like, yeah, I get that the interior guys are starting to get paid more now, and I agree with that. But tackle will forever be, especially left tackle, the most valuable offensive lineman.
No question. No question. Man, I appreciate everybody. Listen, everybody take a pause real quick. If you're on YouTube, whatever channel that you're watching from, whether it's my channels, Bosses, or Amp, everybody hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit that heart button for us. Everybody smash at least about 25 times. It's only going to take you about I just did 13, 14 right there. Just do that. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button if you don't mind. Hey, just come on, support everybody that is here. I mean, you're talking to, without a doubt, some of the, and I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying we put the time in. You're talking to a few of the best in the game right here, and I'm not bragging on myself. I'm just saying when you put the time in, you're very confident in what you do. Of course, we got one of the legends, without a doubt. Boss is in here. We got Amp, who is dynamic in his own right, without a doubt, very knowledgeable. And then, of course, y'all guys, most of you guys know me. And I would even ask you this, if you can, everybody here, please go and support these channels. Most of you follow Boss. A lot of you follow me. A lot of you follow Amp. For those that don't follow whichever perspective, please go and follow these guys. And there are even plenty of them in the chat. A lot of you guys have seen them. You may have not subscribed. Angry Cowboys fan. Landlord is in the building. Law was in earlier. We got a whole bunch of guys that was in there. Do I see? Is that the real?
Yeah, thing? That's Fowler. That's Fowler. See you in the house, man. I said this today, man. I miss you. I really do. I really do. Hey, like, yeah.
Can you go talk to Dan? Just say you want to come back, please. I mean, please, please come back. But it's service, man. Make your money, brother.
No, can I just say something real quick, Bishop? I didn't mean to cut y'all because you was singing. It's just, is Fowler was one of those real ones, like, and he respected real. So, and he always admired the content that we all do together because he know we really, really fighting to be honest, even if it's not what you want to hear. And for his son to be playing for the Washington Commanders and he still peeks over here on occasion just to say what's up. And I meant it today. I told him, I said, I miss you. Like, just period. Like, just his input, his honesty, the way that he used to be very straightforward. Even when he used to say my son, he said one time my son was tripping. Just straight up. Like somebody that's really being honest at all times, even at the expense of his son. Somebody that got that type of integrity. Is you don't see that. Like, so I just wanted to just say that real quick. I didn't mean to cut you off.
So no, you fine. Salute to you, Mr. Fowler. Glad to have you pop in. Of course, thank you for supporting Boss and everybody here. I see a couple of super chats, and I forgive you. Forgive me for not reading them, but when you got two guests in the building, they kind of take precedent. But Terry, I see your super chat there.
Appreciate it.
I think it was somebody else earlier, and forgive me for not acknowledging. Thank you for that. All the time there. Listen, as I was saying before, content creators are in the building. They are there. Most of you know them. Support them, please. Do all you can. This is outstanding. I tell Boss this all the time, and I mean it from my heart. And I don't have to be on the show, and ain't begging to get on the show by no means. But man, when the brothers come together, I mean, it is power in unity. I don't mean to preach to y'all, but hey, y'all don't understand is power. And when Boss first started, he said that your voice matters, and that if we put enough voices on top of the voice, somebody gonna hear it. And Boss said that at the beginning when he first started, and right now as we speak, there are players. There are people inside that building. They ain't gonna never say it, but we know it's true.
Oh, they say it.
They're watching.
We get called morons and all that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They say it.
They
say it.
They say it. You see what I'm saying? So when we come together like this, it's gonna be, some power in it in one way or the other.
Oh yeah.
Whether you watching this live or whether you watching this replay, man, look, we appreciate everybody that's here. Let me pause real quick, guys, because I got to do this. Most of you don't know, but I am on the NGBN.TV network. It is a channel that it specializes for men particularly between the ages of 40 and 60. And the reason why that we're doing this is because we are ticked off at the suicide rates that are going on. You'll be surprised how many men between the ages of 40 and 60 commit suicide. It was the sole purpose of this channel coming together. And you can see it right there in the top right of my corner there. Listen, we want to do something. And so to me, when I joined it just a few months ago, it was not about numbers. I already have some numbers. The Lord has blessed me with, a few people that follow me on Facebook and YouTube, about 2,000 on, Facebook. And then I got about 2,000 some odd on YouTube and about 1,400 on Facebook. So I ain't nothing compared to like Big Boss over here. But listen, I do not need the numbers.
Wow.
I want to make an impact on somebody's life. So if it's just sports channel, get entertainment this way, if I can keep somebody saying, I want to see this guy tomorrow and not pull a trigger on their head or fall into a bigger state of depression, man, listen, I did my job.
Amen.
And so what we have is on this network, we got over 53 content creators. It ranges. It's all, some of it is sports, some of it is motivation and inspiration. I have another show called Seeking Clear Thoughts that's based off the book that I wrote. That you can get on that. Then we got fitness channels. We got spiritual things. We got sports outdoors channels. All of this is designed just to help somebody just feel better about their day. It is that serious to me that I wanted to join this. All I ask for is maybe, hey, just find this. We're on Roku TV. We're on Amazon Fire TV. We're on all your Android devices. We're on your iPads, everything. Just download the NGBN.TV network. Just started last night. We are on 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days, non-stop coverage from shows. The Big Time Show, which is what we're on now, will be seen all during the week. The Seeking Clear Thoughts Show, which is my show, the inspirational show, it will be seen all during the week. A combined total of 10 times I'm on the network. So the network is progressing in an incredible way. I'm happy to be a part of it. I hope that you guys will just join us, even if it just means just subscribing to it. If you're on Facebook, just type in NGBN.TV and then just subscribe or like the channel, and that would help us out a whole lot. Now, we're just here for the cause, man. Just trying to help somebody, man. It's all about helping somebody. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. I had to get that out the way because I want to continue the conversation with my brothers. Don't want
real quick, Bishop, and because I've been hogging. Forget football for a second, if you don't mind. From what you just said, you already know, Amp. You already know, bro. You already, man. Forget football, bro. Forget football for a minute.
Hold on. Gotta call a timeout.
We gotta pause on that. We ain't gonna just skip over that. I want to echo what you just said for NGBN TV. First of all, I want to say this about men in general. We under attack from so many different levels. We are spiritually under attack. We are highly stressed. We are very much greatly underappreciated. And I ain't talking about just black men. I'm talking about white men, yellow men. Absolutely. I'm talking about brown men. Yeah, I'm talking about a lot of us are under a lot of stress and stuff like that. The divorce rates, if you go look at the numbers, we not the ones that's divorcing and splitting up our families. We are the ones that's being divorced. So a lot of times we are willing to fight for what we want to do to try to keep the family together. But we are the ones when we are divorced that got to watch our families go to somebody else's house. Okay. And yes, it's a whole lot of men that's taking some bad decisions into that. So I wanted to echo what you're doing and push that just as a man. It ain't, obviously as a black man, because our numbers are the worst. Our numbers are the absolute worst in terms of And I want to be a part of anything that's gonna help us do a whole better job. Because I said this last night, and I mean this. We also got to do a better job of being organized.
Yeah.
As men, because there's certain things that we are under attack, because especially the child support systems and the court systems. I was talking to one of my brothers yesterday who was talking about that he got to walk away from his daughter, Bishop. He got to literally walk away from his daughter because he always in a fight with his former lady and former wife for 10 years who already got another man. But yet he got another man, yet he's still paying child support. And he has epilepsy every now and then, but he has it every time he got to go to court. And she the one that keep putting him in court. So then now this man is looking at having to, for his own epilepsy, walk away from his own 10-year-old female daughter. So let's talk about what happened to these daughters when these men not in the life. You know who be out there on the streets? You know who be out there getting pimped? Let's talk about it for real. And you as a man know that. You know without the presence of a man, it increases the chances of your daughter being promiscuous. And you got to make that decision and say, I'm going to trust God with my own daughter. So now that's why I want to take a pause from football, because y'all like the Dallas Cowboys, but this is way more important. I just want to echo you to support what you got going on, because I want y'all to hear what Bishop just said, man. Bishop said this ain't just football we talking about at NGB and TV. We talking about everything. We talking about health. We talking about spiritual. We talking about football too. Because see, football also a way for us to get stuff off. My boy landlord been telling me something, man, and I ain't never forget it. Landlord said, man, you know what, boss? Don't ever take for granted that sometimes we help people get through life.
There you go.
From talking about this content. We help people say, you know what? Like what you just said, Bishop. I want to hear Bishop tomorrow. I want to hear Amp tomorrow. I want to hear Boss tomorrow. We give certain people a reason to have a tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I just want to echo you on that, man, and take a pause from football.
I'm gonna let you go because I know you got some on there, but I've had that in my inbox. Me talking Cowboy football, and it switched just like it just did now for about 2 or 3 minutes.
That's the freestyle.
And then what happened was I got an inbox and say, man, I appreciate you, man. You just don't know what you did when you said that, and you never know. This is what Scripture says. Y'all know a lot of y'all don't. I'm a preacher, but you know it now. This is what it says. This is what the Scripture says. They overcame the enemy by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. See, you just don't know what you will say that will make an impact on people's lives at the very moment, at the very time. There's no coincidences in God. You're looking at us for a reason. And I hate to do this, but maybe somebody right here in this chat has had a very depressing day. Let me go ahead and tell you right now, you're in the right place at the right time, because we're talking about that. Let me tell you this, man. God can help you through anything: depression, heartache, pain, struggles, disappointments, everything. All you have to do simply is believe and then hold on. He will turn it around. Let me stop before I really start preaching. Go ahead, Amp.
Man, look, the beautiful part about all of this is we talked about this. You know,
we did last night. Yesterday,
you
Saturday.
said, you know, that okay, we got some general things we want to talk about on the show, but you know, the rest will kind of fall how it needs to. And it's falling exactly how it needed to, because I'm looking at the chat and I'm seeing what people are saying. And Boss, big time, we said this. The Cowboys brought us together.
Oh yeah.
But it was much more than just the Cowboys.
Yeah, man.
That we take care of together.
Yeah.
There's other business that needs to be taken care of besides just the Cowboys. I get it. I understand it. It's therapeutic. We talk about sports. I can get my mind off of my family. I can get my mind off of my stressful job. I can get my mind off my sickening next door neighbor. Whatever it may be, I understand it. You know, we want to have feel good moments. But I just want to let you know, and I'm going to challenge everybody in the chat. Do Ant one small favor. Put the hand emoji in the chat. And I'm going to tell you why. There's a reason behind that. I'm extending my hand to y'all.
There you go.
You extend your hand to your brother. We are offering a hand.
Yeah.
You do not have to feel like you are by yourself. You do not have to feel like you're alone. You do not have to take on life's problems by yourself. As many people that walk past you and dismiss whatever you may have going on a regular basis, they're in the minority. There's a majority out here that is willing to extend themselves and offer themselves for the sake of the one above us to help out those in need. So right now, Bishop, if y'all feel it's appropriate, I got to close my eyes and lift one up. Because I saw an individual, his name was A in the chat, and he said he's been feeling depressed this week. And that I'm going to tell y'all, it pierced my heart. Because there are a lot of individuals who walk around on a regular basis who are hurting, who are looking for any silver. Big time, this is the silver lining right here. This is the silver lining right here. So without further ado, y'all, we're just going to go ahead and lift up a prayer, not only for Brother A in the chat, but anybody who is dealing with anything right now that they may feel is bigger than them. Father God, we come to you right now, dear Lord, thanking you, Father God, for this moment, for this opportunity, God. We don't take it lightly. We know that we have been brought here for a reason, a specific purpose, God. We thank you for allowing us to enjoy the fruits of our labor and the happy moments of life and talk about the things that make us feel good, Lord. But Father God, we also acknowledge and address that every moment does not feel good. Every situation does not feel good. In every situation, Father God, we might not have the answers to. We don't have the knowledge. We don't have necessarily sometimes the resources. And we come to you and we acknowledge you as our help, dear Lord. Father God, I come to you asking you to help every individual under the sound of my voice right now. And I ask that you help them, give them comfort. I ask your Holy Spirit to comfort them in their time of need, dear Lord. Let them know that they are not by themselves, but they are angels here on earth to help them through whatever situation they may be incurring, dear Lord. We thank you for those individuals. We thank you for the time that was spent today, and we hope that it may grow into something that our minds might not even be able to fathom at the moment, Lord. It is your humble servant, and it is in your Son, Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, I got 4 minutes left. It depends on my brothers here. We can jump back into it and stay for a little overtime if we want. That's on you guys. But I'm going to go ahead and close with this. Now, I love the Cowboys, and this is the first time it ever turned into something like this. So it tells me that somebody needed that. And I don't know who it is. It may be that gentleman that was A. I want to say this also real quickly before we leave out. And all y'all stay here. Y'all don't mind. Y'all want to say this for a little bit longer? Y'all don't mind? Okay. So I'm gonna get off of the NGBN network in about another 3 minutes or so. You just stay right here, and then we'll keep going. But let me say this. I saw a line in there that says a pink hand is waving or whatever. I see all these names here. I don't know none of you. I don't know if you white, black. I don't know. It don't make no difference. One God who made all of us. That means that we all have the same grace. We have the same opportunity for forgiveness. We have the same opportunity for peace. We have the same opportunity for strength. Let me tell y'all something. The same God that has been blessing me is the same God that will bless you. I'm telling you as a witness now, I'm telling you as a witness, he will turn things around for you.
Oh, yeah.
No, he can do it. And sometimes it's the strongest of us, because most men can't even talk. That's really the truth, because we keep things bottled up.
Yep.
This is a safe place tonight. This is a safe place tonight. I ain't saying you got to tell all your business. I ain't even asking you that. I'm telling you, you know what the business is. I see you, Carlo. I see you right there. I know you don't have to be religious. God loved the unreligious folks. He specialized in saving rough folks. Do you understand me? The word is just it just has so many examples. You're qualified, even though you say you're not religious or spiritual. You're qualified to receive the goodness of God. You are. You ain't got to be a Bible toter and all that kind of stuff. You are qualified for it. I saw them leave because y'all done got me a little bit happy tonight. I'm telling you, God loves you, and I believe I speak for us three because what come from the heart reaches the heart. We love you. You understand? Yeah. We ain't got to have to talk on the phone with you, nothing else. We all love you. If you're watching me right now from the NGBN.TV network, you already know what time it is with me. I will not let the enemy win. I will not let the devil win. Amp has already prayed over us. There's no need for prayer. Now it's just time to move on that. I'm asking all of y'all, if you don't know Boss, go follow him. If you want the organ, I got it for you. There it is. If you don't follow me, come follow me. This is how we do, man. It is what it is.
I got a landlord.
Yeah. Boy, you so crazy, landlord. That's my guy, man. That man's so funny. But I appreciate y'all. I got a couple seconds left. Ladies and gentlemen, follow everybody. I'm about to get off the NGBN.TV network in just a second. But this has been the one and only. This has been the Big Time Show podcast or the show. Tune in with me. I'll be back with you on Saturday at 3:00 unless something else happens crazy. You will have a chance to come back with me. Follow Boss. You know he's on. Follow Amp. He's on. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. If you're leaving, you're leaving. Thanks, NGBN. We're out of here. Everybody else, stay with me.
Touchdown.
Yes, sir.
All right, we still here. Now y'all wanted overtime. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to go from football then go to what we just came through right now. And then we trying to go back. I don't know.
I just say this, man. I just honestly realized that the people that rock, especially on my channel, they rocking because they know we are really being ourselves, man. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, the Lord is real to everybody here. I've been definitely lately walking back to my Lord, you know, and I'm gonna be honest and say I know I haven't been the best example of him, you know, just with the way I've been speaking live and all that kind of stuff. So I want y'all to be, you know, patient with me as I, you know, make my direction back, you know what I mean? And I've been doing it. But I just know, like, the way that it turned, I don't care if we talk back about football, because we go talk about football. But I just felt like the men needed this tonight, and some women. But I could just see from the chat, man, that
just never know.
That it was, you know, that like people needed to see sometimes the other side of us, because we not just Dallas Cowboy content creators. You know, it's we real people, man, with real families, and we really care about y'all, man. And I care about y'all, and I want all of us. And I just want to say one more thing just real quick. It's a reason why the red pill community is doing so well. See, what's happening is so much pain with men that now we've been kind of placated to, right? So what these content creators do is they are now made it where it's us versus women. And what they do is they'll do a 2-hour show. They'll find the biggest fool woman that said the wildest stupid thing. They'll cut her out and then showcase as if that's a representative of all women. But what that's doing, that's feeding into our pain. That's reminding us of that's reminding us of our divorces. That's reminding us of our failures. And I'm gonna tell everybody right now, our women are not our enemies.
No.
They're not our enemies. If anything, and I'm not saying be a simp. What I'm saying is it's not as bad as what we seem, and that we need to continue to focus on us. That's why I was very cool with taking a pause. Like, hold on. Because you just said something that I know my brothers and the people that's on this channel and some of the women really need, man. So, I just wanted to say that real quick.
Man, awesome. Amp, go ahead. I see you bubbling over there. I finished
Man,
up.
it just does my heart good, man. For me, it's confirmation. You know, I'm
We
where I'm
just talked
supposed
about
to
this Saturday.
Yep, we did.
We just talked about this Saturday.
And
Yeah.
this is, I want people to know nothing about what just took place and what is happening now. None of this is scripted.
None of it.
This show was only supposed to be about Dallas Cowboys, what's going on, or the lack thereof.
Yeah.
But the beautiful part that I love about this is it's natural, it's organic, and the part that does my heart good is it's being received.
Yeah.
Look, you can have your all-pro franchise quarterback back there slinging it, but if he ain't got nobody to throw to, if nobody's catching it, if it's a bunch of drop balls, what's the purpose of it? You know, I'm just back there throwing for my health. Yeah. So the fact that I'm seeing already that it's falling on good ground is a great sign.
Yeah,
man. Again, like I said, you know, so many people go through so much on a regular basis, and you know, you walk past individuals, or you know, somebody cuts you off in traffic. You don't know where their mindset is. You don't know what they may have been dealing with. You see them and you think regular person, regular car on a regular street, not knowing what lies underneath.
Yeah.
And it's to me it screams that there is more work to be done.
No question.
There's question. Other opportunities for something of this nature to take place. And speaking to the men, you know, I have a group of friends of mine. We have a Facebook Messenger group, and it's called My Brother's Keepers. It's guys I went to high school with, college with, and we all text each other. And you know, if something is pressing, you know, or we're, you know, at a situation, had a problem, and just looking for somebody who is in a similar situation as us, you know, we text one another. Hey man, my bro, my wife is bugging, man. Like she don't want to let me leave the house, man. Like I just want to go shoot pool with the fellas. And like, how do I need to stand my ground? Like, should I, you know, listen to her wishes, or like what's you know? And it's stuff like that, you know, that you deal with on a regular basis. What you see?
Studwood Cowboy. Yeah, I already see it.
Boy, wow.
I can talk to him about this real quick. Go ahead.
I need to cut you off him.
But that again, this is further confirmation. That, you know, again, we talk Cowboys, and guess what?
Yeah.
The conversation might not have shifted, right? And we'd have been on here and we'd continue to talk ball, etc., whatever. And you know, we'd have in the stream, and everybody would have went about their business, and you know, prepared for tomorrow, whatever. But it all happened for a reason. I said this the other day. Being a content creator, I ain't all the way full time yet, but on a regular days basis, right? I probably say or speak of the Dallas Cowboys at least 50 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I'm speaking it out loud or I'm engaging with it with my eyes on social media, listening to a story, reading an article, whatever, right? And we do that because we love our squad. We buy tickets, we do it. Paraphernalia, you name it, right? And we do all of that in support of an organization that makes us feel good. But at the end of the day, what does the organization really do for us?
Nothing.
But when you look at God, how often do we say his name? How often do we speak of him? How often do we talk of his goodness?
Yeah, man.
And he is somebody who all the time, whether we know it or not, is constantly working on our behalf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always looking to extend himself for us.
Yeah.
So we get disappointed all the time because we want the Joneses to do certain things or be a certain way. And you've got an individual who has offered up his life not his franchise, his life.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah.
And as loyal as we are to our team,
yeah,
I got a different kind of loyalty when it comes to him.
Awesome. Let me say this.
Prayers up for your studio.
I guess it's gonna sound like a cheap plug, and that's really not my intent. But since I'm probably the one that has another platform, I think it's a good place to say it. I do have another YouTube channel. It's simply Seeking Clearer Thoughts. Seeking Clearer Thoughts. If you're on YouTube, type that in, subscribe to it. You'll be able to see me because that show is really being featured on NGBN. I don't do lives per se there. It'll be uploaded, but once it uploads to the channel, I will go ahead and set it up where it can be seen on Facebook and all the other platforms that I'm on. So if you don't mind, follow that there, Seeking Clearer Thoughts. It's on, I don't have a channel on Facebook for it yet because I use it under my name, which is Douglas Lewis Brooks Jr. Douglas Lewis Brooks Jr. You can friend me on there. I'm sorry, I may have it here. I'm sorry, not a plug. Let me see if I see it. There it is, right there. If you want to friend me on Facebook, just type in that name there, and then go ahead and become my friend. Send me a friend request. I air it there as well. This is the type of stuff that we're talking about. It's not really a preaching platform. It's really about just talking life, because sometimes you can't affect. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but it's the truth. Sometimes you can't affect the people strictly with the Bible. People are not knowledgeable about the Bible. They need you and your real testimony, your real talk. That's what's gonna get them over. It's not about scripture, it's not that. Whoever that is, Carlo, you say you used to be a pastor. God didn't call you back to where you was. You still are a pastor. You just got to get back into it. That's all. Accept it right now, if you don't mind. Accept it now. You're not out of religion. You still are a pastor. Don't worry about it. Jonah tried to run. Let me stop. Jonah tried to run, but he showed him who he was for real. So let me go back to that. Listen, so let me go back to that gentleman, Studwood. Brother, excuse me. What's his name, boss? I'm sorry. Studwood. Listen, I can talk to you about that because it's been about a year.
He said he lost his mom.
A year and a half ago, I lost my mother. And I'm 50. I'm 51 years old. And I don't care how old you are. It hurts. And I'm a preacher, believer in Christ and all that stuff. Let me tell you, from you said 2 months ago, I'm a year and a half in now. Let me tell you what God.
Hold on.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let me tell you what God would do for you, man. The hole would never leave. I can tell you that. But God has a way of giving you strength day by day, week by week. And what's going to happen is the pain that you've initially felt and the pain that you may be in, even though you know your mother is in a good place. I thought I saw you say that. It still does not change the fact that you have a hole in your heart. What you will find out is that the strength that God will give you, that when the time comes, maybe a year from now or something, you will find out that it don't hurt as bad. You still hurt because you cared. You're an emotional human being. This is a person that you loved all your life. I promise you, man. God, I'm talking from experience. And see, I ain't called out no Bible scripture. I'm telling you what I know. I don't have to ask nobody. I know. And I got a lot of other people in the chat who can say it all at the same time. Man, look, it will get better day by day. You always have a hole. I don't care. Don't let nobody tell you that, hey, God will fill your complete hole. Maybe not in that area because the value that you had for it. But you'll find peace and strength day by day.
Yes, sir.
Week by week, month by month, years by years. You see people are testifying here in the chat. They're saying 19 years, it seemed like yesterday. Exactly. It seemed just like yesterday. But I promise you, all of us pretty much, look at landlord. I mean, Miss
16,
Etta there.
19.
All this 16, 19. So
Yeah.
you got support here. This is what it's all about. You got a support group, whether you know it or not, who's telling you that we've been there, we've done it. Yes, we still may cry, we still may have pain, but man, let me tell you something.
See?
The strength of God, it is nothing like it. I'm telling you, it will get better. You just gotta look. We just gotta go through this. We got to go through this, and we can, and we will. And brother, you got a family here that's in the chat right now. That I hope that every time whoever come on, whether it's boss, whether it's amp, whether it's me, whether it's landlord, whether it's angry cowboy fan, whether it's Law Nation, whether it's the Big Game James, well, whoever it is that come on, I hope you fall into one of them. Now you probably gonna hear about the Cowboys a whole lot more, but you never know. Because see, you talking to three guys right here that love God and we follow him. And we know where our help come from. And I promise you, at some point in time, you will be able to catch on to this thing. Man, I'm sensing something here. I mean, I ain't trying to go up and saying, but I'm just sensing the spirit this in here. Look at this. Look at all these testimonies in here and all this type of stuff. Man, I'm telling you, God is real. This is not by coincidence.
Nope.
This is not by coincidence. This is something. Thank you.
Oh, you know, this has never happened on my channel.
I'm sorry, boss.
And I ain't tripping. You know I ain't tripping either. And I just had an emergency come up. I'm gonna trust y'all, man. I'm out. But y'all don't stop until you done. All right? Because people are being ministered to. That's what's going on. A knee broke out, and I'm flexible. But then I also got a natural emergency that just came up that I gotta handle. But I trust y'all. So y'all do y'all thing until y'all finish, man. I ain't tripping. Handle your business, and y'all stay up, man. Let me just conclude this on my channel real quick. If that's okay, Bishop. I love all y'all, man. I appreciate everybody that's on all the channels. I'm happy about today. I'm happy that we have moved out of just a normal football talk. I didn't expect this at all. But you know, and the Studi Wood did address me. Studi Wood is somebody that, you know, I've been knowing since the days of West Coast. And a lot of us is way beyond football. This has become a family to a lot of people. Like one of my the brother that called me talking about his daughter is a content follower. You see what I'm saying? But we talk about, and we went there with what he going through. You know what I'm saying? So we are all family. Every one of us, and it's bigger than content. It's the fact that, like Amp said, the Cowboys is just a path to bring a lot of us together. But it's bigger than that, man. So I'm just happy to see what's breaking out and what's happening, to see that a lot of the men and the women are getting something totally different tonight. But it's something that I could tell is needed, and that's helping, and especially with my brother from H-Town, man, Studi Wood calls out my name and say, "Hey, boss, I needed this," especially as long as I've been knowing him. So y'all take over, man. I trust y'all fully, boss, man. I'm out.
Man.
I
appreciate you coming on tonight with me. Thank you, man.
Oh, can I say one more thing? Do y'all want to see this again? I'm talking to the people in the chat. Do y'all want to see this again? Because see, this was easy. Like, listen, this was easy. Listen, and I think, you know, I just want to ask y'all, do y'all want to see this again? Because I want to do this again. Like, I like it, the fact that we could just plug in and go. You know what I mean? Because I told Bishop, I say, Bishop, I ain't got no subject.
Boss told me that. Boss said, man, we don't need no script. We done this too many times before. So
yeah, so let's just go. I said we go fully freestyle. And I'm seeing the answers in the chat. I'm seeing absolutely yes, sir, for sure, yes. So obviously y'all go see this again, man. The people have spoken. So y'all look for this more and more and more. We go figure out a way to make this happen. And the last thing I'm gonna say before I turn it all the way over to y'all is these brothers are different to me. Bishop is different than me. And when I talked to Bishop, what did I say, Bishop? I said, you on my heart. I didn't talk about the Dallas Cowboys. I said, you on my heart to do a show with. Now I know why. I know the Lord had to be leading me for this moment because I did not plan for this. What did I tell you? I called you and I said, Bishop, I don't know why, but I know you on my heart to do a show with. And I ain't saying because of the Cowboys. I say to just do a show. I say we just got to figure it out. And now I see. So I'm just happy to see what God did. This is crazy to me. Like it's not crazy. It's not crazy, but it's just like wow. You know what I'm saying? So just see this, man. I'm out, y'all, man. I love you. Love you, Bishop. Love you, Amp. Love everybody in the chat. Y'all stay up and keep doing y'all thing until y'all run out of gas.
Go good. Appreciate you, boss. Love you, man. Love you.
All right, man. Love y'all.
All right. Hey, Amp, and everybody in the chat. The funny part about it is, I got 2 calls, y'all, from these 2 guys, and we wanted to go ahead and do a show. We knew we were gonna talk Cowboys. Boss said the same thing. He's not lying. That's what he said. Me and Amp talked, and we started talking about other stuff than football. We started talking about kind of the things that we're talking about tonight. And then obviously, if you know the spirit of God, then you know this was God. You know it was. And so what that tell me is, just based off what you're going, God was in this. So I'm going to call Boss Channel blessed. I'm going to call Amp's channels blessed. Of course, I'm going to call my channels blessed. If you're not following, you know you're going to get the best content with guys like Boss, Amp. I hope you think of that way, of me that way. But if you're going to get the best that we can offer, let me put it that way. And then when we come together, look out. That's all. It ain't no telling how this thing gonna go. So as of tonight, it's just, you just never know. So praise God.
Sometimes God whisper to you. Sometimes he raises his voice. And other times he'll yell at you. And right now, I'm telling y'all, look at the camera. He is yelling at us right now. Not a bad yelling, not you in trouble.
No. You just need to know. You just need to know there are no coincidences. That's what if you want to take anything, take that. Tonight was needed for somebody in this chat. Don't know who you are. I think I know a couple of them that look like good, strong candidates. But count this as a way that God exactly Curly Brockman. Let me put that up right there. Thank you, Curly Brockman. I couldn't have said it better myself. He works in mysterious ways. Y'all thought y'all would come here for Cowboy stuff tonight. Guess what? Now you can go to bed and sleep for the night instead of sleep for 3 or 4 hours. Now you can go to sleep tonight. You got your word for the night. You got your word for the night. And that's why you got to just be open. You never know when God will speak. I believe God worked through us 3 tonight. He worked through all of you guys in the chat. And you blessed us in the chat. You guys blessed us in the chat just by relaying, letting us know that you received whatever it was that we were saying. So I appreciate all of you guys. Amp, brother, you already know I love you, and we got more work to do.
Yes,
and we're gonna talk about what we need to do from this, because it's not a coincidence. Charles said it felt like a men's conference. I'll go ahead and say, because there's some women in here that were blessed tonight too. So let's just call it a conference tonight. I just believe that that we can we can build off of this. It's a need for it. We'll just figure out some type of way to do it. Even if we're talking Cowboys, at least you know you got people that's talking with sense. You know what I'm saying? All of you that are on Boss's channel, listen again. You already following Boss. If you know me, if you don't know me, just search out on YouTube the Big Time Show, and you can go ahead and follow that. But Landlord is a fool. Landlord, that's my dude, man. But see, the South got something to say.
Yeah, we do.
Landlord got the landlord. You next. You coming on? You gonna come on next?
I can't wait for the day when he walked down the aisle.
Oh yeah, that's my guy. Landlord ain't gonna do that. Thank you, Charles. It's a family conference. Listen, if you're not following AMP, you need AMP real quick. AMP, tell them where you are because a lot of people don't know.
You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, Threads at AMPDSPORTS. Again, that's AMPDSPORTS.
Just do that for us, man. Follow him there. You're gonna get the same thing there. He's good. He's good. You know, he say he don't do a lot of content. He don't do it full time, but his voice is needed. I'm saying that over you, Amp. Your voice is needed. We got work to do. And then, of course, follow me there. Listen, if you're, again, seeking clearer thoughts. Seeking clearer thoughts. Find that on YouTube. Seeking clearer thoughts. Do that. And then follow me there. And this is what I'll be doing for about an hour every time you get me on there. Go ahead and subscribe to that. Listen, now I'm going to go ahead and leave you. Thank y'all for hanging with us tonight. This was awesome. This blessed me tonight. I'm going to bed and I'm going to sleep till the time I go to work. I'm really not sleeping. I'm wound up now. Y'all wound me up. I'm ready. You know, I can talk some more, but we've been on for 2 hours and 21 minutes. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us. I hope you were blessed tonight. Listen, the Cowboys are going to be better. We all believe that, but I believe most importantly, you're going to be better just because you were here on tonight. I believe that. Amp, lay the final words and then we get out of here.
Look here, I'm going to end it like I always ended on my channel. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Till your good becomes your better and your better becomes your blessed. Cowboys Nation, until next time and until we meet again, y'all be blessed.
Appreciate y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the one and the only. This has been, why can't I get it? The Big Time Show. We might as well groove out of here. Clap your hands as you leave. Check this out, y'all. Here we go.